وحقق إذا رمت شيئا ولا تسمن بوهمك ذات الورم.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The 10th worry that the Shaykh mentions for a student of knowledge is هموم جمع الكتب, the worry of gathering books. Students of knowledge, especially in the beginning, sometimes can be overwhelmed with how many books there are and which books to buy, which one should I not buy, this costs this much, should I invest in this, should I not invest in this? And this is a worry that many students of knowledge have. Shaykh Sāleh al Usaymī, حفظه الله, he mentions 4 principles in which books to buy to help a student so that he doesn't end up wasting his money and he buys that which benefits him. He says the first type of books that you should buy are المتون التي تقرأ, those mutun which are studied. So for example, if you are studying أصول الثلاثة, قواعد الأربع, نخبة الفكر, الأربعين نووية, these basic books, buy those books because you need them in class and you'll be using them straight away. So these are the first type of books that you buy. The second books are the ummahat or ummatul kutub, the foundational sources of Islam. For example, in hadith, you'd buy the books like Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Nisa'i. Likewise in fiqh, depending on the madhab, you buy the main books which are known as the ummahat, the mother of the books, i.e. the foundational books in each science. Those foundational books which are needed for everybody for research, they are the primary place to go when it comes to research. There are those books which are always quoted when it comes to explanations of hadith, for example, Fath al-Bari by Ibn Hajar for Bukhari, the explanation of Muslim by Imam al-Nawawi, and so on. So these are the second type of books that a person should buy. Thirdly, the third type of books a person should buy are those books which are important, but they come after a level of al-usul. So you have the usul, ummahatul kutub, and then you have other books which are important for student knowledge to buy, but they don't have the foundation. They may be talking about a certain topic and your teachers will recommend that this is a really good book, for example. This would be at this level, the third level. And then the fourth level is where you complete your maktaba, your library. And the way the Shaykh said is that you specify a science that you want to study. So for example, Aqeedah. And maybe for example, a month or two, just focus on Aqeedah. The time limit is up to you. So what you do is you find all the books that you need to complete that section of your library. And for those few months, you focus just on that. Once you've completed that science, then you move on to the next science, hadith. After hadith, fiqh, for example. And this way, you're not just buying random books, but you're slowly, you are completing your maktaba. And that's how your knowledge of books increases. Your knowledge of books isn't going to come all at once. It takes time, and as time goes on, you slowly learn more about books also. And the Shaykh said, for you to compile your library will take at least 10 years. It's not something which will take a couple of months or a couple of years. And then Shaykh, he finishes off this answer on how to remove this worry of books by mentioning a few extra advices, saying that one way to pay for it is that whenever you get your paycheck, have a specified amount that you put to the side just for books. That way, you know how much you have for books, and if you need to buy a bigger book, you can easily save like that, instead of just whenever you need a book, then you have to look for the money. Likewise, the Shaykh also said is don't run behind every single new book that comes out. Wait. Sometimes the first print of a book has the most mistakes, and second print, it becomes rectified. Or sometimes the book isn't good. It sounds good because it's new, but the book isn't good. So wait for what the ulama have said, wait for what your teachers have said, and always ask them for advice, which books and which prints to get. And this is also something important that Shaykh mentions, is to give importance to the print of the book. Just because this book has this title and it's called this book, don't think that's it, you have to run behind that book. Ask the teachers which taba'at, which print, because the prints differ. Maybe one publisher and the one working on it, he gave a lot of importance to checking the manuscripts, if the wording of the book is correct, also referencing the hadith, authenticating the hadith, compared to a book who just quickly copied and pasted something and it's got mistakes and it doesn't tell you what the references of the hadith are. Obviously, you're going to benefit a lot more from the first type of book rather than the second type of book. So these are some of the advice of Shaykh Al Usaymī. He mentioned 4 principles and then some extra advices regarding the books.